The best way to explore New Zealand is by doing a road trip, and you're most likely going to be starting at Auckland Airport. Now, right next to the airport, there's this place called Mount Eden, which used to be a volcano, and you could climb in through where the caldera is. But now, unfortunately, they've closed it, but it's still a really beautiful place. Then you go to One Tree Hill, which actually was made into a song by U2, and it unfortunately doesn't still have a tree, but it's got a landmark in place of it. Then go to see the giant sand dunes. If you want to see a place which looks like the desert, that's a good place to see. Then the Cape Reinga Lighthouse. That's always really beautiful. Browns Bay Beach. I love Browns Bay because it gives you the vibe of Santa Monica in California. It's just always, there's something to do. There's good places for shopping, and it's really beautiful. You're in Browns Bay Beach, you should definitely stop by the cheesecake shop. And they have the most delicious Black Forest cake. It's so good. And then also go to Waiheke Beach. That beach is really cool because it's got an island which in low tide you can actually walk to and it becomes a peninsula, but then in high tide it becomes an island again. And there's this rope that you climb onto, and it's just super cool. Then go to Long Bay. Long Bay is really cool because you can actually swim laps on the ocean. It's quite flat. And you can also climb up on the cliff in Long Bay and see the beautiful view of the ocean. And you can also see whales and orcas sometimes from Long Bay. I think there was a orca which was saved there as well. Then I would say to go to Muriwai Beach. That's actually on the west of Auckland, and it is amazing place with a lot of gannet colonies. So the stuff on the west of New Zealand is usually black sand beach, and the one on the east of New Zealand is often yellow sand beach. Muriwai is apparently one of the best places to go surfing, so if you're a keen surfer, go there. Also, Raglan in New Zealand near Hamilton is a good place for surfing if you're into that. So then you go to Hobbit Town, which is near Hamilton. I actually live 45 minutes away from Hobbit Town, but I've never visited it, which is crazy. And then I would recommend going to Hamilton Gardens. Hamilton Gardens is this really cool place which has a type of garden for every different city in a country in the world. So it's got an Indian garden, a Chinese garden, an American style, an Italian style, and just every different type of backyard or garden, or not backyard, a garden as in like something you see in movies. Then from Hamilton, go to Tauranga and you'll see Mount Maunganui. It's a super fun climb, and you can see the whole ocean. Also another good place to go surfing or boogie boarding if you like that. And at Mount Maunganui, they have this ice cream place called Copenhagen Cones, and they have the best ice cream, which is designed in a boat shape, and you can get multiple different flavors and share it with friends or family, and you get a variety of toppings, and it's all fresh and it's so tasty. And they usually have the most recent flavors that they have in New Zealand in Copenhagen Cones. And then from there, go to Rotorua, and there's the Pahutu Geyser, as well as Skyline Rotorua, where you can go on gondolas. And you can also do the Zorb, which is this giant plastic ball which you can go in, and you can either get tied to the ball or you can just go in water in the ball and it rolls down the hill. So Rotorua is great. It's got amazing places. Also in Rotorua, I think there's Paradise Valley, which is a place which has a lot of baby lions and tigers, and it's just cool because you can pet these baby animals, but also it's got some amusement rides and other really fun things to do around there. Also in Rotorua, you could go to the Lady Knox Geyser, and then the geothermal valley, which is called Tipuia. And then go to Waitapu Welcome Center, and then go to Waitomo Caves. Waitomo Caves I love because they have glowworms, and you can actually go on a boat in Waitomo Caves, and you can see glowworms in the sky. It's just really beautiful, and there's a little bit of hike, but I think the hike is also optional, so if you're like older and you still want to go, you can still do it. From there, go to Hookah Falls, and there go to Hookah Falls, which is near Tapo, and it's got the most beautiful baby blue turquoise color water in this waterfall. And I personally liked it more than the Niagara Falls in America. They said Niagara Falls is amazing, but this one is so much more amazing because you can feel the spray off the waterfall just standing outside, and the color is just incredible. And you can walk around, and it's a free thing. It's not paid like every American, I guess, nature event. Everything in New Zealand is free, which I love. Um, and then there's also hot pools at Hookah Falls. And those hot pools are just like geothermal pools where you can actually put your legs in there. You could also have done it in Rotorua, but it's funner in Hookah Falls because you go for a swim in the lake, Lake Taupo, and then swimming in the cool lake in Lake Taupo, and then go to the geothermal, the pools to put your legs in, and it just feels really nice and calm. And also there, I remember making a sandwich, well, a burger with beetroot, which is a New Zealand thing apparently, which I didn't know that it wasn't in America, but beetroot is like a must in burgers. But I usually make it personally. I mean, there are McDonald's and stuff there as well, which you can buy burgers from if you choose to do so. From there, go to Mount Egmont and Mount Ruapehu if you're a skier or a snowboarder. Mount Ruapehu is good, but also there's a lot more to ski in the South Island, like the Southern Alps and stuff. But Mount Ruapehu is great, and it actually has some lakes, and you can do this 22-mile hike called the Tongariro Crossing, where you can see these multiple different beautiful lakes. And I think the lakes are something you can't go into from my memory, because they're very acidic or something, but I don't remember, so don't quote me on it. And then you can go to, let me see, Kauai Falls, and the central crater. Oh my gosh, this looks amazing from the plane. So the central crater is in Mount Ruapehu, and it's at the top of the mountain. It's filled with water. It's a little lake at the very top of the mountain, and I think I have some pictures from the plane. But it's the most beautiful thing ever, and I think you can even ski up to it or like snowboard up to it. But it's Ruapehu is a great place to go to if you like skiing and snowboarding and you want to be in the North Island. Thomas North is supposed to be like a nothing city, but I lived there and it was quite beautiful. It's a very farming town, so if you like that, they have very good dairy products there, and you can get like organic milk fresh from a cow. 100% recommend doing that in New Zealand. It's just like a good experience. But also they have Victoria Esplanade, which is really pretty. Definitely not like worth staying there for a whole day, but it's a nice, beautiful place. And then go to Weta Cave, and then the Red Rocks, for seeing seals in Wellington. I have a picture of me when I was a baby seeing those seals, and they're the most adorable seals ever. Wellington's super windy, apparently the most windy city in the entire world, so just be careful. One time I had my jacket open and I almost blew away, not even kidding. I had to grab onto a lamppost to not fly away. Wellington, you can either take the ferry down to the South Island, or you could just take a plane and go down to the South Island. I would say if you're doing a road trip, though, it might be a good idea to take the ferry down to the South Island, because then you can just take the same car or camper van or whatever you guys call it in America, RV, I don't know. So in the South Island, you might want to see Christchurch. I personally didn't really like it that much. I went before the earthquake, so it might have been really different after the earthquakes. Fox Glacier and Franz Josef Glacier are so cool. 100% recommend going to see those. Also Mount Cook and Queenstown. Okay, Queenstown is just something like out of a movie. There's a bunch of mountains and it surrounds a lake. Also an amazing place for skiing and snowboarding, as well as skiing and snowboarding in the Southern Alps. But Queenstown is just literally so beautiful, and you can take a boat on this lake surrounded by mountains, and you can go right into the waterfall. Also, Milford Sound and Devil's Staircase are really beautiful as well. Again, all of these places in the South Island are probably more beautiful than North Island, but it's more touristy. So if you're into nature, probably go more to South Island places, which I'm recommending. You can also go scuba diving in Milford Sound. I actually haven't done it, but I looked it up and it's something which is on my bucket list for down the line. Dunedin is really cool as well, and then the Lanark Castle. Apparently, there are a lot of Irish and British castles in the South Island. I haven't been to that many, but I lived in the North Island in Hamilton. And then Stewart Island is like a little island. Apparently, there's a lot of nature there, and it's really cool. But honestly, I would recommend going to the South Island when it's like either spring or autumn, so you can see either the fall colors or you can see the flowers blooming. And maybe if you're into snowboarding and skiing, go in the snowy time. Or if you're into surfing, go in summer. The best way to explore New Zealand is by doing a road trip, and you're most likely going to be starting at Auckland Airport. Now, right next to the airport, there's this place called Mount Eden, which used to be a volcano, and you could climb in through where the caldera is. But now, unfortunately, they've closed it, but it's still a really beautiful place. Then you go to One Tree Hill, which actually was made